Here's what the red pill does not tell you about women, because a lot of the red pill, I've seen the content, a lot of the red pill is lying to you. And not only is it lying to you, for most of it, it could not be just straight up lies. It could be that someone experienced something, they're mad, they're jaded, and they're passing that on to you. And if you are someone who knows nothing about women, you haven't had much experience with women, if you just listen to red pill content, the new wave, the new generation is going to teach you to hate women, to be an asshole to women, right? To be mean to women. But here's the thing. The thing about it is that if you are a man and you are a simp, and the reason why, damn, that P was very loud, a simp. But anyways, if you are a man and you are tired of being treated like shit by women, it's not about treating them like shit. It's not about being an asshole to them, right? It's about laying the boundaries, setting the rules. But in order for you to do that, you have to deal with women who are interested in you. Because when you're dealing with women who aren't really interested in you, you're chasing, you're trying to convince them, you're playing by her rules. When you're playing by her rules, guess what? You're not going to be able to say, hey, listen, these are the rules. This is what I expect out of my woman. And you're just simply not going to get that type of treatment. It's like if you apply for a job, you go in there and then you start saying, hey guys, so this is what we're going to start doing now, all right? So you're going to start doing this, and you're going to start doing that. That's not how it works. If you want it to work like that, you got to make your business, right? You got to be the boss. So understand this. If you're tired of being treated like shit, it's not about treating women like shit, right? It's about you messing with women who are interested in you and will not just come to you, but show you they're interested as well. So that way, once you're ready to get into a relationship, whatever it is you choose to do, even if you don't get into a relationship, you can lay down the foundation of what's going to be the rest of that interaction, the rest of that relationship between the two of you guys. Meaning, hey, listen, this is what I expect out of you. This is what I expect out of my woman. This is the type of treatment that I expect, all right? And in return, I'm going to treat you good. I'm going to treat you right. I'm going to make sure you're good emotionally, financially, all of this. So it's about treating a woman with respect, but expecting respect back as well. It's not about treating them like shit. It's about expecting the respect and having the boundaries set in place so that if that boundary is ever crossed, you have the balls to walk away. See, the problem a lot of guys have is they don't have the balls to walk away. So they think if they just treat a woman like shit, she's going to respect them. That's not how it works. You have to have the boundaries in place. And at any moment where she decides she wants to cross those boundaries, listen, you don't get mad. You don't spaz out. You don't blow up. All you have to do is say, hey, listen, you made your decision. I've made mine, and I'm going to walk away. Clearly, this is not a good fit for us. So you can still treat a woman good. You can still treat a woman nice. You could still be a gentleman. You don't have to be an asshole. You could still be a gentleman. But at the end of the day, you have to have the balls to walk away. When shit gets ugly, when for some reason she decides she wants to treat you like shit, when she decides she doesn't respect you, when she decides she wants to cross a boundary, even though you stated it from the beginning that that is one of your boundaries, it's time to cut ties, okay? You have to be the one to cut the ties. You can't sit there and try to renegotiate things when the contract was already signed. Once the name was already filled out on the dotted lines, there's no need for renegotiating and, hey, listen, there's certain things that can be problems in a relationship, that can be in a situationship, that can be talked about. But then there's things like boundaries being crossed where you have to have non-negotiables in place to where if that line ever does get crossed, you have the power to walk away. You have the power to say, hey, listen, I am not going to have this in my life. And that's why it's important for you as a man to have standards in your life. Because if you have no standards and a woman comes into your life and she can just do whatever she wants, there's going to be things that you don't like about that. There's going to be things that you don't like. But guess what? You can't say anything because you don't have standards. But when you have a standard and your standard is up here, for those of you who are wondering, why am I wearing this boxing wrap? The reason is because I messed up my wrist. I don't know. I was working and my wrist got messed up and I can't find a good thing to keep my wrist stable. So I decided to use this boxing wrap. But anyways, that's why it's important for you guys to have standards as a man. The type of woman you want, like the same way that you visualize the goals in your life, the things that you want, the house that you want, the future that you want, the kind of man that you want to be, the kind of car you want to have, you also have to visualize the kind of woman that you expect to have in your life. How pretty is she? There are standards for that, right? Because there is always going to have to be a standard in your life unless you're willing to fuck the dingbats, unless you're willing to fuck the girls that are fat as hell. Hey, at the end of the day, someone has to fuck them. It damn sure isn't going to be me. So guess what? If you want to be a guy who gets what you want out of life, you got to have standards. You got to have standards. The same way women have standards, you got to have standards as well. You got to say, this is the type of woman I want. I want her to look like this. I want her to be feminine. I want her to treat me nice. I want her to cook for me. I want her to do this for me. Whatever your standard is, that has to be your standard. And if a woman doesn't meet that standard, you can simply just part ways. It's that simple. You don't overreact. You don't call her a bitch. You don't do any of this. You simply just part ways and find someone who is a good match for you. Because your standards are like a filtering system. And any woman that goes through that filtering system and doesn't meet your standard, she's weeded out. That's it. That's okay. It's no problem. At the end of the day, if you don't get what you want out of life and you tolerate it, it's because of you. If you don't like a job and you stay at it, it's because of you. If you hate your job and you stay at it, it's because of you. If you don't like the house that you're in, the apartment that you're in, and you don't do anything about it, it's because of you, because you've chosen to tolerate it. So have standards for your life, have standards for your woman, and at the end of the day, you're going to get what you want, but the red pill is not going to tell you that for the most part. The red pill is just going to tell you to treat women like shit, manipulate them, and that doesn't have to be the case. You don't have to be a straight up dick to women, right? You can still treat a woman like a woman. You can still be a gentleman. But at the end of the day, have your standards. And if those standards aren't being met, and if boundaries are being crossed, hold your balls, grab your balls, and walk away. It's that simple. All right, guys? You got to be man enough to walk away. Like the video, comment down below, and subscribe. This one is for my guys. I know I have some lady subscribers over here, but this one's for my guys. All right, peace out.